Hey folks, this is Bailey from Dank Wargaming,
Hey, this is Heath of Team Table Hawaii.
and welcome to the Path to Redemption, the Warhammer 40,000 Dark Angels podcast, where our aim is to provide Dark Angels players with the tactical and hobby skills that they need in order to enjoy this wonderful hobby of ours. So welcome to our September episode. In this month's episode, we're going to explore a few conversion opportunities, as well as some Christmas swag and the new releases. We'll follow that up with a deep dive into competitive play with the Metawatch. We have a two-parter featured segment where we'll look at the most recent balanced data slate, as well as cover Heath's awesome Challenger Cup experience. Next, we'll check in with the monthly hobby challenge. And finally, we'll cover the community comments from last month's double feature. So,
Right,
new releases.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. We're gonna eye on the new releases. So basically, there's a couple combat forces that came out at $170. The first one is the Imperial Fist one. So right, we're not Imperial Fist players, but this is like generic Space Marine stuff, right? You have the Space Marine Captain, you have the company heroes, you have intercessors, and you have the new Terminators. So if you don't have any of those things and you're trying to get started, all right, you can get Dark Angels upgrade sprue. You can put Dark Angel shoulder pads on all these. They're now Dark Angels. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Legion Astartes Combat Force. This is for Heresy. So if you want, some older looking Space Marines, for whatever reason, there's like some Devastators. Like if you want to run Devastators still, or if you want to have some Tactical Marines, or the newer ones, you could run them as Intercessors. I think if you wanted to, they're maybe a little bit smaller, but they're still bigger than regular Tactical Marines.
If you put them on 32mm bases, you'll be fine.
Yeah. If you like the old school Rhino, there is a Leviathan Dreadnought in here that is Legends for 40k for now, but still pretty
Probably not
cool.
coming back. Levi Dreads they committed sins in 8th and 9th edition. They're not coming back, but that's a great model. It's just a dope model. So yeah.
Now my next thing that just came out of the Mark II Assault Squad. There's 10 dudes in here, so hear me out, Heath. For $73.50. You buy this, you get 10 dudes with jump packs. That's 2 Vanguard Vet Squads for $73.50.
Yeah, you're onto something. Yeah,
I think that's some opportunity there. So if you want to have some newer models,
you can get some cool 3D printed shields, and make them Vanguard Vets with shields. So yeah, don't disagree.
That's where I'm at. You can get Darnath Lysander for $47 if you want to have a cool Terminator Captain. You just got to file off a few things that are Imperial Fisty, but Storm Shield Thunderhammer Terminator Captain, those are always fun. Then we've going into some of the Christmas swag. So there's a new Space Marine Purity Seal for $27. There's a Plasma Gun keychain for $15, a Melt-A-Gun keychain for $15, a Servo Skull Ornament for $15.75, and then a Skull Christmas Magnet for $20.50. Now I know some of these things are already sold out online and they might not be coming back. That kind of dates the podcast recording date a little bit, but we just wanted to let you know that those are out there. And about this time next year in September, start looking for these things, and they sell out quickly. So that's what we got in the new releases. So we are going to hop into the Metawatch, and I'm going to attempt to share this so we can take a look at the screen. Once again, we have quite a few lists to look at in this, but we're going to take a look at a couple of the big things here. So the big trends in green, you can see Azrael is still trending very strong. Deathwing Knights are still trending very strong. Lion Dad trending very strong, as well as Scout Squads.
Good for him. Good for Lion Dad.
Yeah.
Good for Lion Dad.
He's come back with a vengeance after they changed his abilities a little bit. Awesome. So the one thing I'd like to point out real quick, let's see, the first list was John Reisnauer of Hoher Ratzutera. He played in Germany at Grovvale.
I think that's pronounced Gross.
Groves.
I think that's that character is generally pronounced with an S type sound.
Gotcha.
Not linguistics guys here.
No, not at all. I just know that one that W is supposed to be a V. That's about as much German as I know. So this is a 5-round 40-player event at Hour Zero, 2 Heroes Unchained. So he had Lion Dad, Azrael, 2 Ravenwing Command Squads, one with Recon Hunter, one with Master of Maneuver. He had Outrider Squad ×2. He had double 3-man las missile Centurion Devastator squads. He had 2 Scout squads, 1 Stern Guard squad, 5 guys, and then for me the big bit is he got the 3 Vindicators. So 3 Vindicators.
Triple Vindicator.
Are
Triple
still
Vindicator,
out
go
there.
boom. Triple Vindicator, go boom.
It is still a thing.
It's real good. Vindies are real good. So, my issue with so I don't know, like Ravenwing bikes are still very delicate compared, like when you're outside of Wrath. This I think leans into the thing that will kind of shore them up a bit, which is the 4 wound ablative armor or 4 wound ablativeness, and you're just leaning on the the champion and the dudes that are his bodyguard to do the work. Because 2 damage, strength 5, AP2 dev wounds is still pretty good. Because you will roll 6s on those, and you're like, wait, these are 2 damage dev wounds now. Holy crap! So
yep. We have a GT win.
Yeah.
Yep. Next, we have a GT win by friend of the podcast who was featured in our last month's double feature, Dr. Kyle McCord of Midwest Monstars. He was at the 40K Circuit Breaker 40K GT 5-round 32 player event run in Indianola, Indiana. So he was playing Wrath of the Rock, went 4-0-1 and took first place. So he's got Angels with the Blazing Mace. So he's got Azrael. He's got Lieutenant with the Combi Weapon, Intercessor Squad, the double 3-man squad of Las Missile Centurion Devastators, 3 squads of Deathwing Knights, the 6-man squad of Eradicators, Scout squad, 5-man Stern Guard,
6-man chunky Eradicators. Ooh.
Yep,
okay.
Yep, and then triple Vanguard vets.
Okay,
so that's what he took. So that's
so
Dr.
I do think
this
this
won.
I do think this needs to be observed that the data slate dropped a little prematurely in mid-September. And so there is a break in the meta here. So this is likely pre that, because I ran into Kyle at Challengers Cup, and this is not what he was running. That being said, teams events are slightly different, but he leaned pretty heavily into Landspeeder Vengeances. I think he had 2 or 3 of them in his list for a Challenger Cup. Anyway, so just want to make that observation about what we're looking at here.
Yep, and we will be getting to 3 Landspeeder Vengeances here in a second. Let's see. All right, so next list I was looking at was James Walsh, who we've talked about before. He was at Eagles Rock Open, 5-round 27-player event in Rexburg, Idaho. He got first place with Company of Hunters, so it's not just all Wrath of the Rock. So he had triple Raven Wing Command Squad, triple Outriders, then triple Ballistus Dreadnought, triple 3-man Centurion Devastator squads, double Invader ATVs with Meltas, Scout Squad, and then double Hammer Strike.
I like this, to be completely honest. I like it.
It goes boom DACA real good.
It goes boom fast DACA.
And looking at it, like, this is the only list that didn't have Azrael. It's one of the only lists that didn't have Lion Dad. It's the only list that didn't have Deathwing Knights, and then it doubled up on Hammer Strikes, which are the Melta.
They're the Melta ones, and speeders. They, most importantly, I think, they're a good source of close range damage, but their debuff that they apply, or buff that they apply, whatever you want to think, is they strip cover from anything. Whereas the Hail Strike buffs AP into just infantry mounted. Right. But I think if it's not vehicle or monster, and the Thunder Strike gives you plus wound against a vehicle or monster, Hammer Strikes are universally viable. Because basically everything is going to be in cover if you're playing against a competent opponent. And this is effectively plus 1 AP into that. And so, love it. And they can deep strike. Don't forget about that.
Yep.
They can deep strike.
All of them can do that. So the next list is interesting because of the ally choice here. So this is in Italy. Italian Grand Tournament Road to Atlanta, 5-round 62-player event held in Pavia, Italy. Jacopo Gamba of Cobra Team went 4-1. He got 9th place. He had Wrath the Rock. He had Azrael, Lieutenant and Phobos Armor, which I think that was a first. I think I'd add that to the sheet. Lieutenant with Combi Weapon. Ravenwing Command Squad with Ancient Weapons. 2 Deathwing Knight Squads. Outriders. Predator and a brace of Predator Annihilators, so they're back. They're not gone completely yet. A big
I've seen those a
squad of
few
Ravenwing
recently.
Knights.
Yeah.
Scout squad, Stern Guard squad, and then the fun part is he brought Canis Rex as an ally. So there's an
Look, don't hate
Imperial
it.
Knight in here as well.
Canis Rex slaps, especially new Canis Rex. All right. I have to look up what a lieutenant in Phobos armor does. I think I know what he does, but I gotta because I was actually kind of toying around with this. Lieutenant in Phobos armor. So he's going to attach to the scouts. That's and I think so. He has infiltrate, deep strike, scout 6, and he gives them lethal hits, and he gives them basically shoot and scoot, so they can shoot and then make a 6-inch move, but not charge.
Which is important for stealing objectives or move blocking or any of that kind of goofiness. Pop out of cover, shoot, pop back into cover, all that kind of annoying stuff that Eldar players have liked to do for a long time. So it's always fun to do something Eldar can do, and then they're like, well, why can you? It's not fun if Imperials can do it. And it's like, well, it's not fun when you get to do it.
Well, yeah, like for us, it's all tied to somewhat esoteric, limited utility characters, whereas them, it's just like, oh, this is the thing I get to do all the time. Why? Because reasons.
Exactly.
Because I don't have a 3-up armor save. That's pretty much the reason. So.
Yep. So we're gonna hop back and look at. I think the back half of the spreadsheet is stuff that has some of the newer data slate stuff. All right, so going back to Dr. Kyle, he had another big tournament where he did very well. So he was at Flying Monkey Con 2025, 6 rounds, 129 players in Wichita, Kansas. He went 5-1 and got third place. So he has Welcome to the Rock. So he has Azrael. He has Combi Weapon Lieutenant. He has Intercessor Squad. He has Double Devastator Squad. Centurion Devastator Squad, 3 Deathwing Knight Squads. Inceptor Squad with the Bolters. Melta ATV, Scout Squad, Stern Guard Squad, 10-man squad, not a 5-man like we've been seeing, and then double Vanguard Vets. So that's what he was running in his Wrath of the Rock.
The 10 Stern Guard Vets. That's good. I like that. Right. I went away from it because I thought that the 10 of them were a little too tough to move around, and they're a lot of investment. But it's easier to say, oh, I'm going to shoot back at that and kill it. Whereas with it, when there's only 5 of them with Azrael, you're like, now it's another thing. I could take a unit of Eradicators for that extra 100 points. But the thing I want to point out here is I think the Bolter Inceptors, like we obviously want to do Plasma just by our nature as Dark Angel players.
Yeah.
And Inceptor Plasma is really good because it can go to strength 10 with the stratagem. It's 3 damage, it's twin link, so it can natively punch up into vehicles. But but it's only, you get 2 shots per guy, so it's 6 shots on the drop, and you're going to need to oath it. So consider, however, Inceptors with the Bolters. I think that they're a more valuable tech piece in that they're going to be better at picking up screens of stuff. So I can drop those in someplace and get like a whole bunch of shots into, I don't know, like jackals or various like trash infantry, right? And you're really not going to be able to stop them from doing that. Yeah, or also into, I don't know, like, berserkers. Right? I can drop behind a unit of 20 berserkers that's threatening to come through, shoot them, and force them to blood surge back towards me. And 2 damage bolters, they're picking up dudes every which way. So yeah.
Or that like pesky like backfield unit that's just sitting on their home objective, so the rest of the army can go forward. You're like, yeah, I'm going to go pick up that squad. So now you have to send something you don't want to go camp and babysit your home objective the rest of the game. That's always
and it's like, oh, I'm going to drop here. I'm going to shoot you, and if you want to do the thing, you can surge towards me.
Yep.
Or you can not. That's fine too. So
yep. Alrighty, and then I think probably the last list to look at that has some interesting stuff is Drunus. Drunus had some of the new sauce with the new Land Speeder Vengeances. So this was at the Sayama 40K 2025 5-round 48-player event in Imatra, Finland. So Drunas Nava of Mukirihammer went 4-1 with Stormlance and got 7th place. So we got Stormlance, Wrath of the Rock, and Company of Hunters showing up this week or this month on the podcast. So he had Lion Dad, he had Azrael, he has 3 Tech Marines, he has 3 Assault Intercessor squads, he has 3 Destiny Wing Knight squads, he has 3 Landspeeder Vengeances, and he has 1 Scout squad.
Okay. So here's how this works, and full credit to Gerard over at 40K Angels Keep for doing the real analysis on this. I am quoting him basically directly. So this is a unique. I don't think we've ever seen this particular set of units before, and the reason is you put the Tech Marines. So Tech Marines, we usually use them as lone ops. That's what they always were in like Ironstorm. They can, however, join units. So what happens is you join them to the Assault Intercessors. So now they're a little OC-11 package that can advance and charge. Right? You run them up along with a Vengeance to an objective. So they sit on the objective next to a Landspeeder Vengeance. They have given it +1 to hit and repaired it possibly in the command phase. So the Vengeance will shoot, and then if you're like, I need to kill something, I shoot at the little stupid unit of Assault Intercessors. If you kill the Assault Intercessors, however, the Vengeance gets to shoot back at you. And then the Tech Marine is still on the objective, and now it's a lone op, and it's going to repair the thing the next turn, right? That is a really smart, elegant rules interaction, which is the reason I love doing this show. It's because we get to see stuff like this and go, oh, wow, this guy's playing on another level, right? He pulled out a combo that we didn't think of and showed it to everybody. Good job, sir.
Well, and also think about it that Assault Intercessor squad, like if you want to I don't want him to shoot me, so I'll just go charge in there and fight the Assault Intercessor squad. And it's like you realize those guys reroll all their wounds because they're on an objective.
You realize that the Tech Marine has a flat 3 damage weapon.
Yeah, yeah. He's rerolling his wounds now.
And he does not suck in close combat. Yeah, and if you decide to kill his Vengeance when he's next to it, he gets like +5 attacks or something crazy. He just goes super.
Yeah, he goes absolutely berserk.
Yeah, this is a cool list. This is a cool list.
Yeah, so very good job on getting 7th place and just bringing some really cool tech and deep level 4D chess play. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. So we're going to move on from the Metawatch here because we want to talk about Heath and his bit, but I'd like to thank everybody that did well this month. I'm going to try and go through the names of the people. So we had John, we had Isaac, Ben, Dan, Dr. Kyle, Evan, David, James, Matt, David, Jensen, James, Jacobo, Andy, Dr. Kyle again, Hyman, Jonathan, Cody, Sean, Jonas, and Andy. So you guys were all made the list. So thank you all for playing and doing well. We're proud of you. But now it's time for Heath to talk about the Challenger Cup and Team 40K play.
This will, I also did dovetail nicely into our thing. So recently, I went to, me and Team Table Hawaii went to participate in the first ever annual Challengers Cup in Utah. So it's a 66 team, 8-man team event. So something like 600 players. Huge event. Anyway, so it was 2 weekends ago. Like Friday the 28th, like they were like the 27th, 28th, 29th or something, 26, 27, 28, I think, something like that. So our rules cutoff was basically like a week and a half before that. And so it was like 2 Wednesdays before that. Right. And then list publication was going to be that Sunday. Well, Friday, the balanced data slate gets leaked. And we had already said, we think there's a data slate coming. If it doesn't come out by Wednesday at midnight, East, like Mountain Time, we're cutting it off. 2 days later, it drops. And now there's a controversy. So the team, the team at Green Banner, which is who runs the event, did a really good job of it. They basically said, okay, I mean, some people are asking, what are we going to do? It's here, it's there, it's this. what do you guys want? And so they put it to a vote of the team captains with a required 75% supermajority.
Wow, that's impressive. That's a high standard.
Yeah, that's a high standard, right? And they said, look, we don't want to, because this is basically going to change the whole meta. Because not only does it put the Balance State Slate in, it puts the new Knight Codex in.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
right.
important.
So it changed a lot, right? And so we don't want to. So anyway, we talked about it, right? And the teams voted how the teams voted, and it came down accepted at 75.2%. One vote got it over the thing. So I remember this. I found out about the new data slate because I was walking into work on Friday morning, bebopping in from the parking lot, right? and Kyle McCord texts me. He's like, "Hey, when's that tournament you're going to? Take the Lion." I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, "Lion gets 2 abilities now." I'm like, what? Yeah, he's like, Lion all day, Lion all day, do the Lion all day. Lion gets 2 abilities. So I'm like, oh boy, okay. So I kind of want to do it, right? But it would also it changed a lot of other things, and it would have. So anyway, they ended up electing to change it, right? And so they gave another basically week for rules and this, that, or the other. And so we finalized our list. We do the thing. So that's how I'm segueing in to talk about the balanced data slate. The Lion gets 2 abilities now, and that is dope.
Yeah,
that is everything I wanted from the Lion. He still has durability issues, but you can always keep him in the Mortal Wound Defense aura, which is the thing that you need. Okay. I also, things I want to say I really like. The Redemptor Dreadnought going down is awesome. It's a 195. And the Landspeeder Vengeance going to 3 damage on the overcharge is nice.
Yep.
It is good. Back, having 3 damage shooting. It's twin linked too. Spicy. And Salt Intercessors or JPIs went up, Ballistic Dreadnoughts went up, Blade Guard Veterans went up for the 6 model, not the 3 model, which is I think a good way to balance the efficacy you get for using stratagems on larger units. And they undid that for aggressors, so 6 aggressors are 200 now. So anyway, and they took out challenger cards from competitive play.
Yeah, I saw
which
that.
I don't think, so the event I was going to wasn't planning on using them anyway. That's fine. Right. Okay, so anyway, so that's we can talk more about that later, and I think we'll try and probably focus a little bit more on our next episode about the implications of this and what the new meta more kind of looks like.
Yeah.
But so anyway, back to this. So we fly out to the Challengers Cup, and so it's like I think 6 of us from Hawaii. A 7th person who's also on Team Hawaii, but got he left Hawaii and retired from the military in South Carolina. He flew out to meet us that night. One of our players dropped at the last minute, so we had to pick up a free blade. It was a fine gentleman by the name of Jason Stutzman. It was a Chaos Marine player.
Nice.
And so I flew out from Hawaii on Wednesday night, got to Utah or Salt Lake City on Thursday. Got in the hotel, got situated. The event was started on Friday. Thursday night, we hung out. They have a couple of really nice game stores. I'm going to share screen real quick.
Yes. Share your adventures.
Share Google Photos. Bam. So this is one of the game stores.
Wow.
That's the top floor with all the gaming tables, and there's also a basement with more gaming tables.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic joint. I don't recall the name, but I could probably find it if I looked. This is in Salt Lake City. It's great. So,
that is awesome.
So we show up to the event, right? And big joint.
I recognize some of those guys in those Hawaiian shirts. I recognize
you see Rob. There's Rob, and there's Joe back there. And so, and so this is at the Mountain West Expo Center in Salt Lake City. Nice venue, and it's Utah is it's a beautiful place. It's really dry, so I have my sinuses that are used to humid Hawaiian air were drying out. I was getting nosebleeds all the time, but
oh no.
So it is what it is. We managed to, so we got our pairings basically the day before, like Wednesday. And so we started going through and doing our research, and okay, here's what their lists are. Here's what we think our matchups are. Like, I'm going to be good into this, not good into this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because the matchups looking at their list and saying, here's what I think I can do in each of these really determines, that's like the whole strategy of team play. And we found out that we had some, it's a really unique thing to do. Right. And say, maybe I'm going to try and jump on this grenade. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. Right. And I got thrown into one of those and I didn't, the grenade went off and I did not do well, but
oh no.
Yeah. So there's me and Kyle.
Look who it is.
Yeah, there's Doc Kyle. Yeah. I saw him post something with a picture and I was like, hey, are you at the thing? He's like, yeah. And he texted back a picture. He's like, yeah, I am. So I'm like, okay, where in the room is he? And I went and I found him.
Nice.
So yeah.
He's
so anyway,
Sweet Onion, Dr. Kyle Sweet Onion McCord.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Let's see, rotator. So this is like kind of how they did the whole setup. Really nice. Like we got
that's so
like they
cool.
made us banners like for our team, right? And so you show up and you lay your banner out and then they have this little mat and then they give you a deck of cards with each faction. Right? And
cool.
So we were like able to say, okay, we're going to put our defender down here, right, in the center, right? And then they put the two attackers, right? And you all reveal them simultaneously, and then you move them to the pairing sides, and then you choose what terrain you want, right? Really cool, well supported event. So
yeah, that makes it even cooler, and it's easier to keep track of what you've already done, and that's so cool.
Yeah,
there you go. So that's cards there.
Yep, that's John Gorman. That's our captain, right? This is the Anvil of Faith. This is our first matchup, right?
Okay. See some Dark Angels on the other side. So that's you over there, right? Playing Nids?
Yep, I got matched into Gene Stealer Cults on turn 1.
Oh, Gene Stealer Cults. Okay.
Gene Stealer Cults in round 1, right? So, fun fact. I have never played against Gene Stealer Cults before in 10th edition.
Oh, really?
No idea. No idea. So we had a coaching call the night before, and we did a lot of work, sitting in our hotel room. Says, okay, what does this do? We're looking at researching it and calling to people, and what I need to care about, right? Playing into Gene Stealer Cult, Ascension Day or whatever it was, I think, and getting the strategy of it. Yeah. So, so really cool game. This was it was actually on a WTC table. Grinders. This is a lot of rock grinders, a lot of things. Yeah.
Oh man, the little.
They have a lot of las cannon. They have a lot of las cannon shots. They have a lot of las cannon shots. So anyway, I made it was a good game. It was a close game. I was trending okay. Like it kind of went this back up. I staged the lion and a bunch of knights right here in the middle, right? And then eventually, and so the thing about WTC terrain, you see these big, like, kind of solid brick-looking things in the middle?
Yeah.
Right around the center objective. Those are impassable. You cannot breach those. You have to go around them or over them.
Okay.
So that kind of messes up a lot of my normal strategy for how I do move on these tables, right? And so I ended up being required to move around, right, instead of going through. So I tried to kind of narrate what I was doing. So for at least one game, I was able to kind of write down a real kind of play-by-play, and that was this game, right? So, sorry. We're going to turn my tablet on so I can get the battle results out. All right. So this was into a gentleman's name was Vincent from Anvil of Faith. It was a GSC Outlander Clawed attachment. So this is a really bike and vehicle focused one. I don't remember what their specific shenanigan was other than GSC shenanigans. Gotcha. The thing you need to worry about with GSC, and the thing that really kind of got me, is so they have these little indirect fire mortars on some of their bikes.
Yes.
Or some of these trikes that if they hit you, then their whole army has an additional point of AP into that unit for the remainder of the turn. not the phase, the turn.
Ooh,
They hit you with
that's
it
not good.
in shooting, and then they can apply it in melee, right? And they got a lot of 2 damage stuff, or sorry, like 2 AP stuff. So they're swinging at 3 AP significant, like a lot of the time. It's kind of
That's
crazy.
not good.
Yeah. So this was Mission Oscar, so Mission O on WTC on table WTC terrain 4-5 Crucible of Battle. Right. So it's basically slanty to slanty, like slant to slant, I think.
Yeah.
So I had first turn, and I think I did. So this is it's a Crucible battle. So it's the one corner to middle, and I was on this side. I went first. So basic idea was I need to push up, kind of start holding and threatening the mid boards, or the expansion objectives, and then maybe bait them into doing something stupid, so that when I get my go turn, I can just go all at the same time. The problem is he has all of this like toughness 8, toughness 9, like crappy vehicles, right? And a lot of like counterpunch and a lot of mortal wound generations. They have these little characters called saboteurs that if you move within like 9 inches of them, they can just like basically detonate a bomb at you for free, and they get to use the grenade strap for free every turn. So, yeah,
that's terrible. That's gross.
Fun fact. I decided to go with 1 unit of sword Deathwing Knights, 2 units of mace Deathwing Knights. The sword knights had a chaplain for +1 to wound. And that's where my ancient weapons was, to make it a 3 damage melee weapon. And so also give them a bit of mortal wound defense that was independent of the lion. Right. Now that being said, I think I misdeployed here a bit, because I kept them in the center with the lion, whereas they should have been the ones kind of down here on the sides.
Oh,
but that's so I just things I learned and try to get better at as I went. Right. So I had my Dev Sense and Azrael right here in the center. Just off my home objective, ready to push up. And so anyway, he moved some pure strange Easters up onto his expansion objective up there on the top. Started terraforming it, right? And I managed to charge them through the wall with my bikes, get my Vanguard vets up there to hold it, right? And push everything up to stage. And then we just kind of waited another turn to see how things developed, right?
Yeah.
And then once I managed to get everything set up, I consolidated and like kind of pushed everything through on turn 3, right? And I'm reading my notes from this game here.
Yeah, that's all good. It makes sense though. I mean, that's the thing that 40k seems to be an issue. Like when you get to higher levels, is sometimes it's knowing, like you said, your go turn is like sometimes turn 1, turn 2. Like nothing really happens, and you have to be willing to have that patience, because if you go too early, they'll pick you up.
That is good. Like that's what maneuver warfare is, right? You need to set yourself up, right? And the real technique, right? And the thing that sets you apart is you setting yourself up so that when you decide to commit, you commit well, right? And you don't swing and miss, right? Your decisive action has to be decisive, otherwise you're going to lose, right? So yeah, I had just a little bit left down here on the bottom, and I kept using my combi lieutenant, who's down here on the bottom objective, which is my expansion objective. Yeah, I kept moving him up to start terraforming, and then try and skirmish with my knights, and he kept putting more into them, and it was just kind of slap back and forth. His big clapback picked up 4 Deathwing Knights on that objective and went to terraform.
Ooh.
Right. So anyway, I moved everything through. This unit of Deathwing Knights is kind of here in the center. The Mace Knights, I pushed them up, through the objective on the right, and so ended up with. Let's see if I can. Yeah, so this is, I think, like a couple turns later. This is about turn 3-ish. You can see my Deathwing Knights here in the center with the swords. They kind of pushed up here. They killed some stuff, managed to consolidate to touch the center objective. And I have Deathwing Knights that are behind this Necroni-looking terrain up here on the upper right-hand side. Right? And then I have Knights back here that just kind of push through. right? And then he's going to absolutely collapse on this unit of Deathwing Knights and kill all but one of them.
Yeah, he
right?
is.
So, okay. But the thing, so I was able to, he did not kill the Deathwing Knights here in the middle, and he did not kill the ones on the right. So I was able to basically charge everything into all these units here, pull Azrael, my Dev Sense out, pick up all this stuff, and then charge the Lion and these unit of Deathwing Knights in the middle, and this unit on here on the right into everything. And I ended up having, I think, like one Deathwing Knight left down here on the bottom that had heroic,
Gotcha.
like, had Leonine aggression into these guys. And nope, that's all I got for that, I think. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
the thing I did wrong, right, was like the turn, my go turn, all right, I had basically the chaplain and one knight left in melee with two acolytes right here in the midboard. I had to kill them in the fight phase so that I could consolidate back to the center objective and get area denial, right? And then I had also charged this big unit of strung out acolytes with my Deathwing Knights up here on the left, right? So what I did was, down here I had actually charged, not Leonine, right? So because that was the thing that I thought I needed to do, like that was the highest priority in my mind, so I could activate stuff in the correct order, right? To be able to actually be eligible to consolidate with the chaplain's unit in the middle, right? Because otherwise I was going to miss area denial, and that was 5 points. Right? So I activated with the unit over here to pick up this whole unit, because I was concerned if he activated with them first, he could basically pile in and force me to go away from the objective instead of back towards the objective. What I should have done down here on the bottom left was activate this guy first and pick up this unit, or at least pile into them and lock them. Because after I picked up this unit, he interrupted, activated this unit of pure strains down here, or acolytes or hybrids or whatever, creepy alien critters. He activated them and piled around and touched the objective and stole it from me and broke my terraform.
No.
And so that was like so it was basically another set of primary for him, less primer for me, more terraform for him, less terraform for me. It ended up being probably I got it back from him eventually, but it was like a 10 to 12, maybe even 15 point swing, right? Which in teams is like, intense. That's like a 3 point or a 6 point differential, right? So anyway, he interrupted with that unit of 5 acolytes to pile him around, which kept me from controlling it with my, you look right here, you see his models on objective. They weren't there at this point. This is just kind of where we were. Okay. But I was controlling it with one combi lieutenant behind the wall and terraforming it. Right. So, gotcha. So before, the reason all those guys are gone is my Dev Sense made a big advance out here, shot and killed a rock grinder that was in melee on the objective, and it exploded and cascaded and killed a bunch of other things. Right? It killed the last couple of acolytes on that objective, right? And my Deathwing Knights survived it because I popped the mortal wound defense. Right? Nice. Anyway, right? So the Lion charged this Goliath that was next to the wall, right? And got in there and killed it. It exploded, basically killed his saboteurs, and ended up basically pushing absolutely through here. And the Lion killed one of the saboteurs with his pistol. He charged this unit of Ridge Runners, picked all of them up, right? I can see that. I killed them all, but I didn't flip the objective because he had a unit of chaff behind the wall, right? And a Clamavus back there, right? So anyway, kind of the turn 4, like my Dev Sense moved down here, right? They advanced, shot, and then charged what was left of his on this objective, right? And then basically, so clear that off, and then basically consolidated into a line so that his rock grinder couldn't get to it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, standing in the way as they physically blocked it. Right, so he charged him with a rock grinder. I lost one of them to tank shock and another one to melee, but because he had based me, he couldn't get it. Right?
Nice.
so the Stern Guard then advanced up, right? They rolled a 6 to advance. They killed that last Rock Grinder, right? With Oath shooting. They re-oathed the big unit of Neophytes that were behind them, right? Charged and picked all of them up. The Lieutenant came out, threw a grenade, killed this unit, there's one character left on one wound, shot and killed it, just completely swept that whole side of the board, left holding it with Azrael, some Stern Guard, like one Centurion and the Lieutenant.
Nice.
Like I had a unit of Deathwing Knights here over on this side, on the right of this image. I Leonine Aggressioned into them, picked all of them up. So he had put Ridge Runners into Cult Ambush, and on turn 5, I think, or the bottom of 4, he brought them in back here where that little red tool is. To try and basically get to my home objective, right? He didn't kill me, right? And he failed to charge. So on my turn, what I did is I ran towards him, right? And then wrapped him up in melee so he couldn't uppy downy them, because those things can uppy downy, right?
Interesting.
So anyway, that was, and so I won 85 to 70, so a 12 to 8. In team differential scoring. I thought that was a good show on my part, right? He was a smart dude, good player, knew his army. Those Ridge Runners put out a lot of freaking shooting, man. Holy crap.
They do.
Each one has D3, maybe D3 blast, las cannon shots with their mining lasers. Good God. Right? Especially when they're proccing an additional point of AP from the mortar thing. My God. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, so we pulled, as a team, we pulled a tie on this mission, or on this round.
Nice.
Right? I'm like, if this is what the play is like to get a tie, right? Like, my God, okay. This is gonna be rough. So our next objective, I got paired into Ultramarine Ironstorm. Played by a gentleman named Zachary Morales. Right? Now, Mr. Morales goes by the name Jaguar, and he was wearing full-on like Aztec Jaguar face paint with a Jaguar mask. The whole game. The whole tournament. Everything.
So not Spider-Man. He wasn't Miles Morales.
No, not Miles Morales.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I did not... So this is one of the things about research. I did not... I was like, okay, Ultramarine, Ironstorm, I can handle some shooting. That's fine. Right, nothing here, like 3 damage, whatever. It'll be fine. I could push through and punch some Redemptors to death. Right, this will be okay. Right, maybe I'll tie it. Then I realized that Ironstorm, after all the time we've talked about, all the time we researched Ironstorm back in the beginning of 10th edition, I did not realize that Ironstorm has a stratagem that lets you ignore modifiers.
Yep,
not certain modifiers. All modifiers. So afterwards, he's like, hey man, why'd you take this matchup? Like, I'm blue into you. Like, I can ignore your modifiers. I'm like, I didn't know that. Oh no. Yeah. And he is a very, very skilled player. Really good. So I kind of saw like, this is what high level Space Marine play looks like, and I'm not there.
Okay.
I ended up like losing most of this unit of Deathwing Knights to the combination of this Gladiator Reaper shooting and that one Redemptor on the right.
Okay.
Ow.
I can see that.
Much ouch. So I was like, well, if I pull back and try and consolidate, and I'm never going to hold expansions, I'm never going to hold the center, because I'm just going to be terrified of shooting. So I thought, I was like, I sensed a tipping point, and I felt if I'm going to have a chance to win this, I have to go, and I have to push, right? And so I said, okay, I sent the lion across, I moved these guys up, I got knights across, I put everything into melee with this Redemptor, I didn't kill it, right?
Oh no!
Azrael and his knight, Azrael's moved up. They didn't make the charge over to kill these things. I had rapid ingress a unit of knights over on this side of the board over here. Dropped my Inceptors over there. I managed to get, these sword knights that are right here in the middle, they managed to make it across the board, charge and kill that Redemptor. And so I ended up like over here on his home objective fighting this thing, but I don't know, just into Space Marines with 2-up saves where they have armor contempt available. AP2 just doesn't cut it. It just doesn't. It's like he's saving on 3s with everything. It's just not enough, right? So that was
kind of. Well, I was going to ask with this, it kind of sounded like it is that sometimes you have this counterintuitive an idea and you had that realization of, oh, this guy really shoots. I don't want to be out where he can shoot me. But then you're like, but if I try and hide from him, then I just play into his game plan because then he just sits on all the objectives and shoots me and I can't do anything about it.
That's the thing. Like you need to be able to. So I misplayed this in that I thought that my durability, like he had a way to counter my durability that I was not aware of, and so I accepted a bad matchup, thinking not realizing how bad it was going to be. I ingressed my dev sense over here. I didn't my knights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think my knights were like in here in this mid over here. Also, I missed like when I moved the lion out, I should have left him over here, like to the left of this unit of knights you can see, so that if they got picked up, then he would get blown up by the other unit of knights. But I did not do that because I was too confident in the durability of the Deathwing Knights. My bad. So, yeah, I misplayed the shooting lanes, and he was of the opinion that I should have once I lost that unit of knights, like moved the line back into cover and kind of recentered. But I don't agree. I don't think I could have made the go for it. I made some tricky, clever plays. You can see my lone up lieutenant down here on the right. I drew assassinate one turn, and I moved him out. I grenaded and killed a tech marine with shooting from the lieutenant to get assassinate. But yeah, I picked up about half of his stuff. I lost 61 to 92, so like a 16-4 loss. So once again, if I had known about it, and I would have maybe turn that matchup a different color, said, hey, I don't want this matchup, put it to somebody else, because that's the thing I've noticed is that anything that has the ability to ignore modifiers, Wrath of the Rock just gets wrecked, right? Because the whole premise that we have no defensive stratagems other than Armor Protect, because the whole detachment's ruled as defensive, right? And if they can just say, hey, I ignore your rules, then, well, okay, sucks, right?
Something I'm also noticing, Heath, on this board, it has pre-built lines on it.
Pre-built deployment zones and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'm a fan of that or not. Like, it kind of breaks the immersion a little bit.
No, that's fair. I could see that.
Sorry, let dog go outside real quick.
There's his moment. I'm not editing this out because it's his time. It's everyone's favorite part of the podcast when Heath's dog makes an appearance.
Yeah, his back legs don't work super well anymore, so he has to be helped stand up sometimes. But it's all good. He's almost 18 years old, so
yeah.
Okay, so that's the lesson here. I should have also considered reserving a Deathwing Knight unit. However, my plan for how to play this army and what I practiced was my Vanguard vets, my Inceptors, and my Dev Sense in reserve as like my kind of default. I went away from that for like the Gene Stealer Cult matchup because I thought that I wouldn't have the ability to deep strike without anything other than Inceptors because he was just going to swarm the board. Right? Putting the Inceptors out here was a good play. So I realized after this game, I realized that one of the biggest weaknesses in my game is I don't know how to use reserves correctly.
Okay.
And that came back to haunt me a couple more times. Right. One more time specifically, the last round. Right.
Okay.
So, all right. So this is the end of day one. Right. And we had two 4-hour games, right? Because that first basically hour is matchups, pairings, and then setting up terrain. And so then a 3-hour match, right? And we were well in time to finish basically everything. I had all my games came to a natural conclusion, right?
That's good.
I think like round 4, maybe I was like rolling dice down to the minute, but I was clearly going to win. So anyway, okay. So I went back to.
Oh my.
So yes. Anyway, so we go back to the hotel. where we go out to eat dinner. We go to eat like a hot pot or something, right? We eat
Okay.
hot pot until like, in case you don't know what hot pot is, it's like a, I think it's Chinese based, but they bring you a
Oh,
big
I know
bowl of
what it is.
soup and they
Yeah.
put it on the burner and it gets hot and then you dip
Yeah.
meat into it and veggies and you cook it and it's like it's an all you can eat hot pot with all you can eat meat and
Oh, yeah,
probably
that
a
sounds like a
poor
lot of fun.
gastronomic decision, but anyway.
It's fun though. I bet it was a lot of fun. Anytime
Yeah,
I've
yeah, it's
seen
a good
it
time,
done, and
right? Cool. So that was that was Joe's game.
I was
Joe, our
gonna say
Necron
like
player,
I seem
took two big wraith bricks, and he jumped on a lot of grenades. And we realized that there's a lot of stuff that can pick up wraith bricks that we did not know about. So
oh
Green
man,
Banner was sponsored in part by a tequila company, and they had a little like
oh,
kind
that's
of
cool.
like tasting room over here. We got little like free tequila shots.
Oh, that's really
Like
cool.
oh boy, right? Oh no, right? So yeah, good times, right? Anyway,
Good times were had.
yeah. So that's our stream table. We were able to leave our stuff there overnight, which was chill.
Nice. I like that
So
pizza
yeah, I
pan
mean,
of Nurgle greater demons
yeah.
that were sitting there.
So I mean, look at this place. Like
What a
this
cool
is a
venue.
lovely place. Like nice mountains. Like it's a pretty part
Yep.
of the country, right?
I've been to Utah once, and yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I
So anyway,
love
so
this play mat. So cool.
it's nice. So round four, we were up until probably midnight 30, like researching our next opponents and figuring out and doing all the strategy.
Is this
So
round four or three?
it was a
Because you
solid.
just
This is
played two.
round three, correct? Three.
Oh, okay.
This is a
Okay, sorry.
solid like 17-hour day for me.
Woo.
Because after eating, we went back and just immediately started grinding matchups because we didn't have time. And there's some teams that did their matchup matrices for every single team in the event days ahead of time. Right, as soon as the list
Right.
came out, I'm like we don't have time for that. We're freaking flying in. So we were
Right.
having to do
No,
it on
that's
the
fair.
fly, right? And that's a bit of a that was probably the hardest, most stressful part, right? The day before ones, you can get into a rhythm. You can okay, what's the shooter do? What are the rules? What do we think? Okay, cool. All right, good. Next, right? But in between matchups, right? You have an hour for lunch that you have to eat, and then the pairings come out, and then you have to do your matrix, and then you have to go figure out. So, listen, that's why we're not a top team, right? Because we were doing that stuff on the fly instead of having it pre-filled
Right.
out. That was just clearly the optimal solution. Anyway, so for round 3 here, you'll see that I'm paired into Leagues of Votann. Again, I have played against Leagues of Votann maybe once in this edition. He was playing a detachment called Brandfast, which is the same one that our captain plays. So I was at least familiar with its tricks and what it did. After analyzing it over dinner, we didn't think that I would have issues with it because he didn't. There's stuff that we liked about it, stuff that we didn't like it. We thought it was a good matchup for me, so I took it. Right when it was presented to me because I went in. Obviously, I went into one of the later round pairings. So anyway, 2, as you can see, we call them Hecachonkies.
Yeah, we got some of those.
Yeah.
3 bike squads, it looks like.
Yeah, so this is Brian with Leagues of Votann, Brandfast, Oathband. It was Scorched Earth. And don't recall what the actual table was, it looks like Crucible of Battle because it's the same like slanty. Yeah, so it was Scorched Earth, Crucible of Battle. Right. So I went second on this one, and that turned out to be critical. Right. I don't have a write up for how this went, but basically, I was able to kind of move everything up in stage a little bit. Take this objective over here. Right. He moved his Jaegers up, and I went in there. I punched a couple of them. Whatever. Blah blah blah. I had a line of Knights in the Lion that were staged and ready to go, and I got so critically. One of the things that was really important was I got the Devastator Centurions up here to this little line between these two buildings next to my expansion objective. So my Dev Sense controlled access to the entire line. So they just had an unmitigated shooting lane down all the objectives, and that was clutch. I managed to basically jail him a little bit and just push And when on my go turn, hit everything all at the same time, got the lion in, got my sword knights in, got everything in, picked up basically all the stuff other than like the 2 land fortresses. So land fortresses had Thunderkin with conversion beamers in them. If you guys haven't played into this, conversion beamers are a problem. The thing about conversion beamers is they're like strength 5, maybe strength, I don't know, like strength 7. I don't know. They're mid-strength, AP 2, damage 3. The issue with them is they crit when you're more than 12 inches away from them. They crit on 4s to hit. And they have lethal, and they have sustained 1. So a big unit of them is shooting across the board. And they have like 3 shots each, right? So it's crazy. So I was like, okay, how do you keep the conversion beamers from hurting you? You close with them and you punch them in the face, which is what I was able to do.
That reminds me of those conversion beamer contemptor dreadnoughts in those chaos armies a couple years ago.
Yeah. So I don't have a detailed write up on this, but the clutch moments were managing to get basically I got my Vanguard vets, kill all these guys. Sorry, you can't see my mouse. Kill the Jaegers up on the top, right? Kill the Pioneers on the right, and then I thought I was going to pick up these. He has the Australian artillery, the underground mortars. I thought I was going to pick them up, but they're toughness 6. I was like, what? Oh no! So I didn't kill them. So we managed to fall back from them. No. I lost my Vanguard vets, whatever. But the Sword Knights wrapped around, killed basically everything. But he went into his fortified takeover, so he's -1 to wound if strength's higher than toughness, and managed to kind of fall back away from me to keep me from touching his home objective or from getting his home objective. So basically, at the bottom of, I was like, okay, round 4, I'm like, cool, I'm going to charge him, kill him. I'm going to kill him in round 4. Burn his home objective, flip this thing hard, right? Well, he fell back for me, but unfortunately his little stubby dwarf legs only have a move of 4, and Leonine Aggression has a range of 6. So he's like, I'm falling back for me. Okay, that's cool. Okay. All right, Leonine Aggression, get in there, kill them all, battle round 5, I burn his home objective, right?
Let's go.
Oh, man. There's so anyway, I ended up winning 97 to 67, which was a solid win over on this one. Some real technical movement shenanigans. My dev stance managed to pick up his last hecaton on the center of the board. Good game. Listen, I wish I had more in my head, but I just did not have time to write all this stuff down. Right.
No, that's one of those things again. Like we talk about turn play, is like getting your sleep, staying hydrated, eating correctly, giving your brain time to think, running lists, and playing games so you get under the time.
If this had been a 3-round per day event, no chance, no way, absolutely not.
Yeah,
2 rounds per day was the max. Right. Okay. So then, so this was, sorry. Let me go into see if I can. Next one. Nope. Next one. Yeah, so like I said, this was the...
Oh, there you go.
Kind of the go turn. This is kind of the go turn. Just the knights hit and they just start taking names. Right?
As my buddy Chris would say, you're bashing butts and mixing guts.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Votan's shooting is really good.
Slowly going away.
One of the big the big thing that the big stratagem that Brandfast has access to, which is the reason that our captain was playing it, is it has a stratagem that lets you disembark from a transport in any phase of the game. Now, prior to the data slate, it was any phase, including your opponent's. They changed it to be any of your phases, right? So you can disembark in the command phase to flip an objective, right? Anyway, really good.
That's impressive.
It's a cool stratagem, right? It's a cool stratagem, right? But yeah, so you can see this was it was
especially if you can do it in your opponent's turn. Yeah,
that was broken. That needed to go away. It was broke. So as you can see, my knights over here killing things, burning his objective. I was left with 2 knights on this objective. I had burned the CP to double their OC, fallen back so that I could hold the objective from him. Because he had like 1, 2, and then Bernie Agnerson. And so he had 3, and I have 4, and I fall back. Sucks to be you. Anyway, gotta love Wrath of the Rock. It's so much fun. It's so good. Anyway, I saw this beautiful Dark Angels army.
Yeah, look at the wangs.
Yeah. Them wangs. All right. So we
Chaos Knights. Okay.
Team wise, we lost. We tied the first one, lost the second one. We tied the third one. Right, and then going into round 4, I get paired into Chaos Knights. Now, I liked Chaos Knights as a matchup for me because what do Dark Angels do really good? Killing big stuff. Killing big stuff hard. All right, so this gentleman's named Eric. Absolute champ. Like great game. Love this guy. Right. Where's my rotate button? Anyway, so he had basically a pure Big Knight list. There's no chaff. There's no objective holders. Right. It does not lie. It does not trick or deceive you about what it is going to do, which is come for your face and punch you. That is what this list does. That being said, that is exactly what I wanted him to do. Right. And I've played this matchup before and I've done well into it. And it got trickier than it needed to be because of some, I don't know. Like I'll show you. One thing, why don't my little rotate button show up here? But okay, this maybe helps.
Ooh.
So anyway, this is what it looked like from my perspective. We are playing Hidden Supplies, right? And it is just straight up hammer and anvil, short edge to short edge. So he gets first turn, right? And I am lined up with my shield wall in place, right? So he has a lancer, right over here. He has the the war dogs, the carnivores, a rampager, and he's got 2 despoilers, right? The the shooting knights, right? And I have Inceptors and Van Vets in reserve, and I put my dev stunts on the board because I figured maybe I'll need them. So anyway, he comes up here. And my plan was try and bait him into charging me so I could heroic with the lion, pick one of these guys up in his turn, and then springboard forward. And then he went right for it. He did exactly what I wanted to do. He charged, right? These guys in he charged one of these war dogs into my Deathwing Knights. I heroic with the lion, right? And I fought first, and he made all of the saves. All of the saves.
Oh my goodness.
What the F? Oh no.
Yeah.
So then
that's a problem.
No. So then he swings back, does a lot of hits, and I roll 2 1s to save. Oh yeah, and so when I attacked him, I rolled 8 dice to hit. I rolled 4 1s to hit. And then of the wounds, I rolled 3 1s to wound. Lion rerolls 1s to hit and wound, right? No, sir. This is my turn. This is his turn, not mine. I haven't had a command phase yet to put my auras up.
Oh, no.
Lion whiffs. Lion whiffs. He rolls. He hits real hard. I roll 2. I fail 2 invulnerable saves, and he just picks the lion up turn 1.
No,
not even my turn.
Terrible.
Not even my turn yet. The lion goes down. So I am sweating. I am concerned.
I would be too.
I am concerned, sir. But the Deathwing Knights do a pretty good job, right? I make anyway, I make a long back to this kind of. So I have knights in this little pocket here. They move up. They advance. They make a long bomb charge to get to this guy up here. You know, the carnivore on his expansion objective, right? My knights do a decent good job. My devs sent shoot into it, pick that one up. My Deathwing Knights run over here and they tie his Lancer up because he can't fall back and charge. He can fall back over me, but he can't fall back and charge. He can't fall back and shoot. So my knights go up and they just kind of stand there and they're just going to hold this dude, right? And he's like, all right, fine, whatever. It's a Lancer. I'm like, you don't know Deathwing Knights, my friend. And they
And you don't get
they
your
just
+1 to wound.
nope. I need to deny you your lance on the charge, and they just tanked it. Right.
Let's go.
Oh my god, it was a it was a slug. Anyway, he left. He stickied and ran away from his home objective. So what did I do? I dropped on it with Vanguard vets. Right.
Yep.
Like a just an absolute bloodbath of a game. I ended up like managing to. Oh, sorry, I didn't take many more pictures. We drank a few beers, no big deal.
It's all good.
But oathing this thing, shooting into it with everything, with lion, with plasma scepters, with like I couldn't get to it with my dev sense because of the obscuring terrain. But I managed to kill this thing like round 3. I picked up all but one of his despoilers because I dropped behind him and he turned his despoiler around to go back and fight them, and that let me kind of trickle them and get them one at a time. His other despoiler came into the mid board and we just started going, and I was basically out of resources. I had like Azrael, like a couple of knights, like one Stern Guard, and some intercessors left. It was some clutch Leonite aggressions and like buff my OC to keep him from taking my objectives. Really like the game. I ended up winning 74-53 because being able to keep him from scoring, and I was able to unsticky his objectives repeatedly. So you have to keep having to go back and get him. But yeah.
And
he also got assassinated on first turn. Damn it.
Oh no.
So yeah. Anyway, whatever. But I got fantastic secondary draws. I got tempting target, recover assets on turn 1. Right. I got extend, and I scored basically max on all of it. I got extend battle lines, no prisoners on turn 2. I got Locust on turn 3. I got Storm Hostile, Defense Stronghold on turn 4. I had fantastic secondary draws. He had bad ones. So I will. Yep. That's how the game flows sometimes.
Well, and you're doing it when you have limited resources as a Knights player because you only have so many pieces. As much as you were doing,
especially with a very lean
send them
like
away.
Yeah,
like he just wants to stick his objectives and then push you into your deployment zone. And if you, by having deep striking units and reserve units, you drop in behind him and make him have to rip his army apart, and then he can't box you in. So that was really good play.
That's why I think like Chaos Knights, most Chaos Knights lists we saw, they had one less armature, right? And they had some variety of screening / objective sitter units. So anyway,
that's fair.
Once again, absolute pleasure to play. Nicely painted army.
Oh yes,
okay.
I loved this bronze work on that Lancer.
Round 5. I get Gene Stealer cults again because I am apparently now the Gene Stealer cult expert. Except this is Gene Stealer cult Ascension Day, which is a weird one. So Ascension Day, we had to I did a lot of research and a lot of looking. Ascension Day's whole gimmick is this is like the day that the Tyranids show up, and so the cult is like basically working along. So basically, it lets them take Tyranids and Astra Militarum in the detachment alongside GSC.
Okay, so it's the classic Gene Stealer cult.
Yeah, in the thing that he built around was if the enemy unit that he is attacking is within, it's either 6 or 9, maybe 12, I don't know, some range of a Tyranid unit, the GSC unit gets +1 to hit it. So we had 2 big units of gargoyles that just kind of ran up and down the side of the board, just stretched out, that were proccing +1 to hit for everything that got within 12 inches of them, which is the whole board, right? And then he had multiple units of hyper adapted Raveners with they had multiple units of big units of Aberrants with Abominants. It was a tough list, right? And some utilities, some scoring, this, that, and the other. I was okay. I look, GSC do uppy downy stuff. I feel like I could probably win this. I could probably get a bit of a comfortable margin on it. It kind of depends on who goes first, who goes second, right? Because GSC, you're always concerned if you go second, or if they go second, they've got stuff in Cult Ambush. They just pull it back in and score, and especially into elite Space Marine army like mine, maybe I'm out of resources, and he just Cult Ambushes the other side of the board. There's nothing I can do about it, right? Which is actually what ended up happening. But so key play here, and I went over it with him. Went over my list, went over the gotchas. This guy's name is Will. And so I went first. I moved up. So this is looking from my side of the board. So I moved up to kind of like get my expansion objective. I had some knights standing back here. I had the lion, some other knights over here, right? You see, this time I was smart and I put the unit of knights that had automatic mortal wound defense by themselves. My dev sense were kind of standing here, ready to move to the middle and control the center of the board with shooting. So his turn 1, he moved his big unit of gargoyles up to move block me. He's like, okay, that's the end of my turn. I hold this objective. I'm like, oh, you're done with your turn? Okay, at the end of your charge phase, I'm going to charge you. He's like, oh no, I forgot you could do that. and then my knights charged his unit of gargoyles, whoop, picked them all up, and now I have a unit of knights in the midboard, and he is concerned.
Yes.
And so that's like, okay, this could be a turn 2 go turn. This could be a round 2 go turn. I kept, like, it was, I went, this is one of the best games I've played in a long time. I went from, I am wrecking this to, oh no, maybe I'm not, to, okay, I think I'm in a good spot, to, okay, maybe I'm not. And like, it kind of went real back and forth. Very, very, very good technical play from my opponent. And so so the other trick this army has is it's the moment you kill a Tyranid character, he can play a stratagem, and his whole army gets +1 to hit and +1 to wound the thing that killed that Tyranid character, because now they're really mad at you for killing their big daddy. So
is that for the turn?
I was able to for the game, the whole rest of the game.
Oh no!
So and basically he's like, yeah, so I can just like if you fight these Tyranid Raveners, one of them has a character keyword, but they're not bodyguards, so I could just assign it to him, and if he dies, I get to F you in particular for the rest of the game. I'm like, okay, sure, right? Raveners are dangerous, man. Abominants are dangerous, right? They're like, wow,
yes, they are.
They nearly pick up units of Deathwing Knights. So anyway, I managed to get in and kill, one of those units of Ravener. Oh, and the Raveners, they all rapid ingress, like at the same time. They all rapid ingress for free. So they just all show up whenever they want on turn 2. It's crazy.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah. So he has what is this thing? Tyranid character, like not a lictor. Maybe a lictor. I don't freaking know. Anyway,
yeah, lictor it's like the single assassin one. Is it the single assassin?
Yeah,
with the big talons off the back. Yeah, it's a lictor.
Yeah, I don't remember its name. Anyway, he managed to proc
the Death Leaper one.
Death Leaper, that's it. He managed to get his +1 to hit and wound thing on this unit of Deathwing Knights and on the Lion. And the Lion nearly survived, right? Almost survived, right? But he managed to do that. And I managed to time it so that I hit with the Lion and another unit, and my unit of Deathwing Knights that got into the midboard at the same time. So he had to spend it on the Lion, and he couldn't spend it on my unit of Knights that are actually like working and picking his stuff up in the midboard.
Oh, that's good.
So I kind of combi charged like a unit of Deathwing Knights and these guys to kind of meet in the middle and pick all this up and score some secondaries. And they came in here, they killed a bunch of the Raveners. Like the freaking Abominants stand back up on a 2+, which is dumb. And I ended up having to like pull Azrael and some shooting resources to kill him. Almost got him again with Leonine Aggression because I ended with like the midboard all dead. My unit of Deathwing Knights with a chaplain standing like right here, and he was stretching out to like kind of, okay, I'm here. And then he went, oh, wait, no, you can charge me. And he moved everything away from the wall. I was like, oh, damn it. Because that would have. Yeah. Anyway, I ended up with my unit of Deathwing Knights on his objective, killing stuff, and about to go into his home. And then he blocked everything. He's okay, you can't get to me, can you? I was like, well, I can charge you in your turn. He's like, anyway, so but like it ended up with he brought a unit of Aberrants back, got them into the midboard, like had them right next to my objective. My dev sense were standing as a wall. I had to heroically intervene my intercessors behind his aberrants so that if they did kill the Centurions, they had to consolidate away from the objective. And
Nice.
I ended up winning this game 78-75. Because Cult Ambush shenanigans are bad for this army, because he just puts resources at the end of the game where he needs them to be and where you're not. It ended up being a tie for our team.
Yeah.
But this was the round that we actually we got a team win.
Nice.
So, only time we got a team win. to mind you. No. But
there you go.
Yeah, so a fantastic game. Just stressed out. But like, this is one of the ones I'm like, I don't know what I could have done differently. I thought I played technically nearly perfect. And my opponent did too, which means it was a fantastic game of Warhammer. Couldn't have asked for a better one.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
So, yeah, look at this. Just dead stuff. Just blah, blah.
Yeah, anyway. There's stuff everywhere there. Uh-oh, World Eaters.
World Eaters, round 6. So this is Berserker
Warband. So are these dice in the middle of the table? Are those like
indicating the terrain choice?
Terrain?
They're indicating the terrain choice.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
think next year they're going to have cards to indicate the terrain choice, which is because we had like a tablet we were looking at going back and forth. Which ones use it? Well, we didn't know, so we need cards or something. But whatever.
That's fair.
So I got World Eaters. Now, I may have told you about this one, Bailey, but we looked at this guy's list. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
I'm probably going to lose this game. We looked at his pairings up till now. Out of the 5 games this guy had played, max being 20, minimum being 0 per round, this guy had dropped 3 points in the entire tournament.
Oh no!
He 20-0'd 3 people and like got 17-3'd once and then 19-1 somebody. I was like, oh my god. Well, look, he charges the lion. I can sweep and pick up a whole crap ton of berserkers. That's pretty much my only shot here, right? So I'm going to castle up and do this thing, right? I know I'm going to lose, but maybe I can get 5 points out of it, right? So this is the grenade I jumped on because we did not like the rest of these matchups. This is what happened. I got WTC terrain. It was bad for me. And once again, an incredibly technically smart player. He also plays Dark Angel, so he knew exactly what I was doing and capable of doing.
No.
So I
listen to the podcast though.
No, he doesn't. That's fine.
What? No, it's not fine. He should have subscribed, liked, and commented. You should have been like, here's the thing right here.
I'm a bad podcaster. So anyway, I deploy the shield wall. I put the line back there with the intent of being able to consult to pile in or leonine. And he has like a big unit of 20, 1 unit of 10 with Karn. The big unit of 20 has a Juggo Lord. And he has a bunch of units of Slaughterbound, Exalted 8-bound, and 8-bound. And just absolutely crazy damage output. All the demon, like the 8-bound, the Exalted 8-bound, the Slaughterbound, they can all move through walls. So there's no way to, like, this is a Space Wolf jail list on crack cocaine. Because it doesn't get blocked by walls, right? There's no way to jail it. There's no way to set walls up. Right? And so I kept saying, okay, well, here's the way. You're going to hit here and do this. And he's like, okay, I'm going to show you how I'm going to beat your fights first. So what he did was he charged the left-hand unit, got like 1 or 2 models in contact with it, with the Sword Knights. And then when he piled in, so he did that. I'm like, oh, he's going to pile in over here to touch the lion and kill him. I was like, okay, absolutely not. Here's what we're going to do. You charge here. I'm going to heroically intervene and build a wall so you cannot get to the lion. He's like, okay, that's the right choice. Because otherwise, everything I'm going to table you this turn. I was like, okay. So this big unit of berserkers fight. They have a 3-inch engagement range. By the way, I don't know what this army needs that it doesn't have because it's nothing. It's perfect. It is a absolute perfect buzzsaw of killing. It's like 100-something attacks that are normally wounding everything wounding on 2s with sustains and lethals and everything, and just AP2 everywhere. And just, my God, it's all damage 1 except for the big weapons, but it doesn't need to be any higher. He kills all but 1 of this unit of Deathwing Knights. He leaves most of this unit alive, of the Sword Knights alive. I go to activate them, and he pops a -1 damage stratagem, which again that I did not know he had because I missed that on my review. I was used to playing as index world eaters. I know what to do about index world eaters. I did not realize how different codex world eaters were. Gotcha. Oh boy. So I'm like, okay, this changes everything. I have a problem. I cannot sweep with the lion and pick this whole unit up. I am going to lose this game badly. Let's see what we can do. Maybe I will deliver a pile of corpses in honor of the Emperor's name. Like, it's going to be Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2, and I will go down standing on a pile of bodies. And that was prophetic because that is what happened. The lion went in. I was like, all right, strike attack. Save this. -1 damage this. Just pick up 8 of them. Boom, gone. Right? He fights, like... So anyway, I managed to whittle down this entire unit to 20. Karn's unit got in over here. I moved up. I grenaded it, right? So he can't blood surge me. My Stern Guard shoot into it. I'm like, okay, the Stern Guard will... I'll get a bunch of mortal wounds. I'll probably pick a good portion of that unit up. I rolled like crap for that. Didn't work. So I ended up losing, pretty much everything. I got jailed hard in my list, on my side of the board. My Inceptors dropped in to blow up his transport, his Rhino that had Karn and the guy and the boys in it. My Vanguard Vets dropped on his side of the board to try and make a 9-inch charge to his Jackals to pick up his objective. They failed it. It just did not go well. But the Lion stood there and took everything, killed the Juggo Lord, killed the 8-bound, killed the Exalted 8-bound, killed the Slaughterbound, did not fail saves.
My goodness.
And this guy started getting mad, despite the fact that I was getting absolutely bodied. The Lion went down at the bottom of 5. I killed the last Exalted 8-bound, and it fought on death, and those things are anti-monster 3-up, and I failed my last save to that, and that's what killed him. So awesome, moral victory for the Lion. This is also the last time I saw the model, or my Lion model's head. It is gone. I lost it because it was magnetized.
Oh, no!
I don't know where that is. So now he's got his wing helmet. Maybe I'll try and find his hooded head and paint that up, but rip. Anyway, so I got 20-0'd, absolutely bodied. And this goes to my kind of like finishing thoughts and comments. We lost this round as well. So team results: 1 win, 2 losses, 3 ties. Y'all, the lower mid tables are hard enough. I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like if we make it to the upper mid tables.
Yeah.
Good God. So what both this gentleman and Jaguar said, he said that they don't think that you need 3 units of Deathwing Knights. Interesting. I'm okay. Why? He's like, well, it's too many points. You don't need, you need more utility, you need more scoring, you need more of this, that, and the other. You don't need 3. It's like, huh. And he told me the only thing that he was concerned about me doing was the thing that I did not do, and I identified early in the tournament I should have done, was play the reserve game better. He's like, the moment you castled up, I knew I was going to win. What you should have done, that I was concerned you were going to do, was reserve both your units of Deathwing Knights that you could for 500 points, right? And then rapid rest them or bring them from reserves 12.1 inches away from me so I cannot charge them. Then that lets you dictate the pace of the charge and maybe meet me in the midboard, right? Drop your Inceptors in behind me because your Inceptors are perfect for picking up my 8-bound, my Slaughterbound, right? Because they are 3 damage, they're twin linked. I'm like, I thought they had a Feel No Pain. He's like, they don't have a Feel No Pain anymore. That was in the index. I'm like, damn it. So that's why he played all those resources more cagely in the beginning, right? So once again, I was like, okay, clearly, I had a fantastic time. I won 4, lost 2. As a team, we were very happy with our performance, which is the more important side of it, right? We identified a lot of deficiencies as a team. Hey, we showed up with basically 8 singles lists because that's what we knew how to play, right? And realized that we need maybe 4 singles lists and 4 things that can skew real hard into something or the other, right? And so that's what we need to do.
Well, and this was an invitational too, right?
It was not an invitational. You had to sign up for it, right? So we signed up for it, right? But
okay, I was gonna say if it was an invitational, like just getting there is well, I mean,
any 8-man event, right? Getting there, especially from Hawaii to the mainland, with your whole team is a victory in and of itself. We had a free blade, that we had to pick up as a local guy, right? Who did fine, right? So anyway, I need to learn how to play rapid with reserves. I need how to do, kind of play that side of the game a little more. And that's one of the things I've personally decided I'm going to start trying to work on. Additionally, I'm going to start trying to, maybe palette cleanse for a bit and play because the new Drukhari Codex came out yesterday. So I'm going to try and play that for a little bit and see what that looks like. That will, I think, also maybe make me think about how to play reserves a little better because, tricksy elves.
You have to. You have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't stand in the middle of the board with those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very different play style. It'll make me a better player. So I think so the end of the event, they do the honors. So Art of War was there. We got to meet a lot of the Art of War guys, right? But they did not win.
Okay.
The victory went to Team Australia, who came all the way from the land down under, right? And they beat Art of War in round 5. Right, and secured an overall victory. Right, so good on them. They're So Kyle's Midwest Monsters played Team Australia. I'm curious to hear what he thinks about that. So once again, absolute chaps. Some really nice painting there. Just a fantastic event. Really couldn't recommend it highly enough. If you can put an 8-man team together and give it a shot, they're going to do this next year.
All right.
So we all went out to eat at Texas Roadhouse afterwards.
Yeah.
Sorry. One more thing. This is how deeply the Chaos Gods were with my last opponent. You'll notice that this one dice right here is on its corner. That's how he rolled it. On the corner. Whatever. So yeah.
That's pretty chaotic.
So yeah.
There you all are. Look at all those chaps.
That's the thing, yeah. So I will.
And there's your free blade
the
there because he doesn't have the jersey on, so that's how I know he's the free blade.
Yeah. Well, also, the 8th member of our team, our Chaos Knight player, is behind me because I'm very large and he is not. So I have another picture I'll find along those lines here in a second. But so the final thing I would like to point out. So we all went out to eat at Texas Roadhouse afterwards, having a good time, and the organizer of the event, Kicker, who used to work for Frontline, called our captain, and he says, "Hey, we just want to let you guys know that everyone really enjoyed having you guys out there, right? To the point where every team you played and all the judges and all the event runners commented that Table Hawaii was just fantastic. So we realized that we erred in not having a sportsmanship award. So we're going to make one, and we're going to give it to you guys."
Oh, nice.
So Table Hawaii was recognized as best sportsmanship for the Challengers Cup, which is probably the thing I've been the most proud about in quite some time. That we managed. Like, our whole goal, really look, we know we're not, top level play, right? It takes a lot of effort and work to get there, but we just wanted to go and try and put Hawaii on the map and say, hey, we're doing a thing out here, and we absolutely got that done in a way that we couldn't even have imagined that we were going to be able to achieve. Right.
They made up a whole award for you on the spot.
Super proud of that.
That's
right?
cool.
And super humbled. Like I said, everyone is fantastic. Even the 2 guys I got absolutely drummed by. It was an educational drumming. And yeah. So a number of guys stopped by to say hi later. Say hi at later games. Right. My Knights opponent. I bought a couple beers during the game, and he stopped by the next day to hand me one. Just absolute good time.
Nice.
Couldn't have asked for more.
Did you guys invite him to War on the Shore in January?
We did. So we may have inadvertently grown War on the Shore by a factor of 2. I don't know. So
let's go. Let's go.
It's gonna be good.
All right.
Yeah, that's what's up. Let me see if I can find this.
Yep.
There we go.
I guess just to kind of wrap up the last bit here that we kind of mentioned but didn't get to the end of while you're looking at is there were some points increases in the new balanced data slate. So the Assault Intercessors with jump packs, a squad of 10, went up by 10 points to 170. The Ballistus Dreadnought went back up to 150. Yep, there was that regular Land Raider dropped 20 points, so it's down to 220. The Redeemer went down 15 to 270. I think that Dark Shroud
just throw that up there.
Points.
I'll just throw that up there. You can drop that in wherever you feel is appropriate.
Oh yeah. Yep. Nope, I remember seeing that picture a couple places actually.
Yeah, so one other. So gentleman on the left with the bucket hat, that was our free blade. So after the after the event, we extended and then immediately voted him into the team. So he's now a member of Table War Hawaii, living in Salt Lake City.
There you go.
Yeah, it's good times. Really good times.
Works. So that is that. So now we're going to the monthly hobby challenge. So last month it was work on, I think we said Vanguard vets or something with robes. So I got mine are primed. The picture you're going to see in the podcast are in gray plastic, but I accidentally primed these in black when I should have primed them in Xandri dust. But Heath gave me a technique to use. Essentially, he wants me to take a light gray, and dry brush over the power armor stuff that I can then use Xandri dust equivalent contrast to get this back to where I actually wanted, and then go back and do the cloak and all that stuff. So I got that guy. I got 5 of those done, and if you saw, I have the video of how to do it. Oh, and he's got one too, just same concept. So if you want to see how I built mine, there's actually a YouTube video for it, and Heath probably did something very similar with his there. So we got those done.
I don't know if I made a video for it, but yeah.
It's all good. So what about next month then? What are we feeling? What's burning a hole in your pocket?
Honestly,
I got ATVs up here.
I am probably going to do some, I don't know what other Dark Angel stuff I need to work on. I have a Brutalis I could maybe try and finish up. That's on my table.
There we go.
I also have a bunch of Dark Eldar stuff. But yeah, so I'm probably going to try. Maybe I'll try and finish up this Brutalis. I did try and run a triple Landspeeder Vengeance, triple Redemptor, Company of Hunters the other night. Did not go well.
Oh no!
Because I played into our John Gorman, our captain's Brandfast Oath Band, and just got riggedy wrecked. Right?
Oh no!
Anyway, not like I went from like tuned up, experienced team list to hey, this looks like it might be fun. See what happens into a tuned up competitive list, and oh well. You kind of
Yep. That happens sometimes.
I think the key to using those vengeances right is keeping the position so they can use their retributive shooting effectively, and I was not doing that. It was at all.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
All right, so going to community comments, we have Aaron Kruger 9370 saying, guarding the 3 Deathwing Knights, would you recommend starting 2 in Deep Strike and 1 on the board, or 2 on the board and 1 in Deep Strike? I know there was a lengthy conversation on that comment about how to do that. I know Aaron was also involved in that. And it gets interesting considering we were talking about the fact that some of the top level players you played against were like, you shouldn't have 3, you should just have 2. And looking ahead into the notes I have for October's episode, a lot of lists that I looked at only have 2 Deathwing Knight squads in them. But there's a whole bunch of something. Well, they all have one thing that was not common before this, which is, well, you're just going to have to wait and see what that one thing is. Heath knows, but we're going to save it till then.
It was not what I guessed. You barely asked me. It was not what I guessed.
But it's exciting. So thank you so much for Dark Angel's content. I really hope we'll receive some buffs in the next data slate. So we had, this is, in the time of the 2 videos, there was, I guess, maybe this was with the Dark Shroud going down in points and people getting excited about Dark Shroud. And so you could be the -1 to hit, -1 to wound, and Wrath of the Rock. Then you had one more. I would be amazed if you would make another video with Kyle to talk about the recent changes to the faction, right, with the Lion and the Landspeeder Vengeance. So that was actually like literally yesterday from when we're recording. So we'll see if we can reach out.
Yeah, I'm going to plan on trying to do that. I was thinking, you said you're busy next week, but maybe the week after. We'll see what we can do. Like I said, we had a lot to cover today with covering the Challenge Cup stuff. And he's done 2 GTs since then, and he was at Challengers Cup, so I'm sure he's got a lot to say. Yeah. But we will definitely try and I'll reach out to Kyle and see if we can get him on board. Kyle, if you hear this, comment below. Let us know when you want, or shoot me DM me. Let me know when you want to come on. So
all
right.
We have Art Cool 03. He had that big thing about like how to get around fight first, and so it's interesting because I was thinking about this guy when you were telling your story where the World Leaders guy wanted to be like, here's how I'm going to get around your fight first. And I'm like, funny. There was a guy in our comments that was also of this opinion. And so it's interesting that you got to see it in action at that tournament after he had talked about that. Because we had also talked about like, yeah, that's cool, but like at the same time, I'm not going to stress too much about it because once you figure it out, they're going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Kind
Oh,
of thing. If you remember that conversation, that's what
I
this is a
do.
part of.
Yeah. So this guy I think was talking about the use of precision in the Company of Hunters.
Yeah.
The 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 slingshot charge is a consequence of the expanded pile and consolidate that you get in some detachments. Because like they have a 3-inch gauge range and like a 6-inch pile and consolidate, and good lord, what
Yeah.
it's like that detachment is amazing. Everything synergizes with everything else. So which is just nuts. It's so good, right? Listen, so yeah, that's like the okay. Well, what to do about this? That's the
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like this last part of this comment, though, where it says, definitely appreciate the showcase of the more divergent lists out there. I was afraid Dark Angels were going to fall victim to the functional fixedness. And I think we've seen that there is a kind of a way to play, but there's no one way to play, and you can do very well playing several different detachments still as Dark Angels.
I think you can get pretty consistently good results with Wrath and with Stormlance, and even still with Gladius. And Company of Hunters definitely, but Company of Hunters has a slightly higher skill floor, right? And so you need to have a special, like a very unique collection and a set of skills to play Company of Hunters. But when you do, you can do well with it. So
Alan Race Raider says, nicely done, Heath, for the 4-1 is a great result. So congrats on that.
That was like 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Yeah. So.
And then interesting video, hadn't clocked the OC increase could be doubled. That was coming in where Kyle was talking about where you can manipulate, because the stratagem just says in a command phase, not your command phase.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is that's the comments. So anything else, Heath?
No, man. It's a long one. A lot of talking. So once again, I just want to shout out my teammates with the Challenge Cup and everybody we played against. It was a fantastic time. So
like it.
And I'm looking forward to trying. It's already penciled in my calendar. Looking forward to doing that next year.
Nice.
They awarded us, all 8 of us, tickets to Adepticon. So I had to inform my wife. Ooh. Sadly, I'm required to go to Adepticon because now they gave me tickets.
Yep, free tickets.
Yeah,
that's good.
Anyway.
So, thank you all for listening to this month's episode of the Path to Redemption, the Warhammer 40,000 Dark Angels podcast. Our next podcast episode will come out, later in October, early November. So please subscribe, like, and comment below if you are watching us on YouTube or listening to us on your preferred podcasting service. And last but not least, we would like to thank Purple Planet for the use of their music. And until next time, I'm Bailey from Dank Wargaming.
It's Heath of Team Table Hawaii.
Stay little angels.